The team over at Battlefield 6 put out a big Battlefield Comms post talking about the anti-cheat in the game. They talked about how many players they have already prevented from cheating in game, but also what they're going to do in the future to make sure that the anti-cheat continues to work. The first thing they talked about, of course, was how many players they have stopped with the anti-cheat. It says to date they have stopped 2.39 million cheat attempts in the game. So that is a pretty big number there of the amount of cheaters they have stopped in game. And I'm assuming this is on PC and console as well. They didn't really break it down to, was it just PC players? Was it just console players? We do know that there are cheats on both platforms, but a lot of people feel like the cheating is worse, of course, on the PC side. They also talked about the secret to the success they've had is monitoring the creators, distributors, anyone that is putting out these cheat programs, and as well as kind of dealing with the communities around them. It says out of all of the communities that are making cheats for Battlefield 6, there's about 190 such entries being monitored. Battlefield Studios says 183 of them have announced feature failures, detection notices, downtime, and/or have had their cheats taken offline completely. They went on to acknowledge that the cheating will never be over. That's something, of course, we all know that is in every first-person shooter. But it says they're going to continually push to find ways around new anti-cheat software. It says they're consistently monitoring these threats and are ready to respond, but the early results show that they have a good defense strategy in delivering the fair experience players deserve within the game. So they're looking, they said, at in the future, going forward, to explore additional OS security features, enforce against cheating hardware. That has a lot to do with console. They said if you're playing with, of course, an official Xbox or PlayStation controller, that's fine. But if you're using things like a Cronus, or if you're using things like, some controllers that you can purchase that have features to allow you to have rapid fire, things like that, that they are working with Microsoft and Sony to make sure that those different controllers are being picked up on the platform or within the game and not allow those players to use those types of devices. It says they're also trying to work on reporting so players can have a easier time reporting cheating or violations that are suspected in game within the UI. So they're trying to make sure that it is easier for players to report other players if they think they are cheating. They're also making it easier and trying to make internal operation tools to allow them to see the cheating reports and keep kind of up with what the communities in these cheating, different companies are talking about, the tool sets they're using, things where they can pretty much detect and get rid of these cheats in game as soon as they are, something, or as soon as something new, I guess I should say, has come out and, that's going on in the game and is causing problems. They're trying to make sure that those new cheats are being detected as quickly as possible. It says cheat development never stops evolving, and says neither will we. Fortunately, fair play is something that they're passionate about, both as developers and gamers, so they've been preparing for a long time already. That said, you can help us make sure you report players that you suspect that are cheating through our in-game cheat reporting. Those reports snap up additional telemetry and highlight accounts for us to zero in on when investigating possible cheats and cheaters, and also helps us accurately measure how much cheating is impacting your play experience. So of course, when you're reporting someone, they're going to go check it out to see if it is legit or not. But overall, I think they have done a good job. There's never going to be a first-person shooter, unfortunately, nowadays, that don't have some type of cheats in them. The main thing we all can focus on, of course, is making sure that those players are getting reported if you suspect them of cheating, but making sure that you have a good development team behind the game that's actually getting rid of these cheaters and actively working on ways to stop anything that is old or new coming into the game. And so far, I think DICE has done a good job. Of course, there's still people that are reporting cheaters all the time. So, like I said, sadly, that's just kind of what we have to deal with within any first-person shooter nowadays. But overall, I think so far they have done a decent job. I don't think, that it is as bad as some other games that I have played, where the cheaters sometimes just seem to run kind of rampant for a good long while before they get kind of stopped. and I do play on console, I know I won't experience it as much as some PC players would, but at the same time, there's a lot of different devices you can use on console to cheat as well. So fortunately for us, so far, it's been a pretty good experience, I think, all around. Leave me a comment with your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.